record it also on this OBS here. Yeah, because like it's not connected to the school's computer center, so we have to do it manually over here. Make sure everything is recorded. Okay, let's begin using Illustrator. Okay, so I'm going to my okay, you have to look at this OBS. Let's take a look at this right here. Yeah. Okay. Not really this one. Pick the wrong one. Hold on a minute. They have a new system here, so I want to try to have everything. Yeah. Okay. This is from my computer. Okay. I was on. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. As for now, I'm using my MacBook Pro, and we have here if you open up your Adobe probably CC, it will look like this. This is the newest version because I work with this. So if you use school's computer, it will probably look somehow different. So once you're here, you can just like turn everything off, just like cross this off, and you'll be like you'll enter this image. Okay, so I have like some of my work like piled right there. There's recent work that I've done. Okay, but first we want to get into like some of the aspects. It has a suggestion. Okay, suggestion like what size of your template you want to use. For A4, it's for printouts, and then for like postcards or for a video. Okay, but we don't mind that yet. We want to go to a new file. Okay, once I click that, okay, a window will pop up. Okay, suggesting different templates. Okay, so you could pick one of the templates, which links to a Adobe stock image website. Okay, but you have to like pay for most of this stuff, so I wouldn't recommend that yet. And then we have here like for mobile phones or like different sizes for your iPhones 10, iPhone 8, whatever, and for websites. Okay, if you want to do layouts for websites, it has different suggestions. Okay, or instead of that, you could just like enter a specific size of your image. Okay, it comes in like pixels, or if you push the drop down menu, it comes in point. Pixel points are exact the same numbers. So for me, like I work with millimeters or centimeters a lot. Okay, or instead I would go to print and then go to probably A4. That's the default for me just to start anything with. So any size doesn't matter. Okay, so it's just the way you want your template to the size of your template. But you can set anything up because you can change it within the file later on. So it doesn't matter which template you use. It's just a default. Okay, for me, let's go to print and then go to A4, and here's the numbers for A4. The size of A4 is like 210 millimeters and 297 millimeters. Okay, for metric units. Okay, if you're from the United States, you might better off working inches or whatever you prefer. Okay, so orientation, you want to go straight or you want to go landscape or portrait. Okay, whatever you like. And then artboards. For now, we do just one artboard, okay, just to have a basic idea of what's going on. And here I have bleed. Okay, I will talk about bleed later on when you're doing like printouts. Okay, for now, not yet, just leave it alone. Okay, and then color mode, we have CMYK, which are good for printing. And we have like RGB if you're doing like designing for probably video or websites, which you're using a screen, okay? You're not printing this thing out. So it's better that you use RGB, okay? For now, I'll just use RGB. So I'll talk about CMYK later on, okay? So for this raster effect, I'll leave it at 300 ppi. So just leave this alone, okay? Don't mess with it yet. And the preview mode, just leave it at default, okay? Once you're done, push create, and you're good to go with your Adobe Illustrator, okay? Okay, one thing I recommend you guys is to always have the software. It's better to have it in English, okay? The reason why is you might have it as your default language, of which you understand, but a lot of times we search for some information on the internet when we're learning, and that's a lot of the tutorials or a lot of the courses, for example, or other people's files are in English. So it's better that if you want to follow any courses or any like tutorials online, that it's easier for you to. There's a whole lot more information you can look when your software matches the tutorial that you're looking at, which most of the time will be in English. Okay, so I have like last year a student here, she's from Russia, so her whole system is in Russian. So it's hard for me to like communicate how it's fine with her, but when I look at her system, it's hard for me to teach her because everything is in Russian. That's what I meant. So well, default, like leave it in English. It's good for anybody, for every one of us to communicate. Okay, it doesn't have to be like a definite thing we have to do, but it's easier for us to communicate. Okay. Okay, so here's the Illustrator when we open the software. Okay, so we have like a whole bunch of like stuff to look at, which might be overwhelming. Like yeah, so we have all these tools over on the left, and then some stuff on the top, and some properties on the right. Okay, and a whole bunch of other tools, icons on the left. On the right, each has a specific functionality. Okay, but some I'll say maybe like 50% of stuff we might not use, so don't be overwhelmed. So yeah, let's go to basics. Okay, first I want you guys to try to navigate through the. It's something I have to push, right? Hold on. That. Okay. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, because I have this keyboard which switches to my screen, so you could like see a better view. But I don't think it's working. Okay, it's not working. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, if our light is too bright, it's hard for you to look at the projection. Try to maybe. I have this going on with the same thing going on with on our Google Meet, so you could look at that if you like. Okay, so it will show up right on your computer. Okay, okay, let's start navigating with our Illustrator. Okay, first of all, okay, we see this hand tool. This is very important. Okay, if you have the newest like Adobe CC, also like has a small information window which tells like what this functionality is. Okay, let's click on that hand. Okay, the hand is to like move your whole artboard around. Okay, so you could like take a look at what's going on. Okay, okay, here's this arrow key selection tool, which you can select stuff. Right now there's not anything to select, so there's just like blank. But there's a hotkey you have. It's better for you to remember is to hold down the space bar. Okay, that is equivalent to the hand tool. Okay, So I'm pressing down on the space bar to navigate my artboard. Now I hold the space bar and I can just go back to the selection tool. The plain and simple. Okay, and we have here a whole bunch of tools. Okay, there's one, the one in black is a selection tool, and there's the white one, which is the direct selection tool. Okay, okay, but we want to make something first. Okay, there are like magic wand, magic wand, and some lasso tool, a whole bunch of stuff. We'll get into these one by one. Okay, first I want to make the shape. Okay, I want to go to rectangle. Okay, okay. Illustrator has a different concept than Photoshop. Photoshop is a bitmap program, and Illustrator is a, well, of course, a vector graphic program, which if you have like anchor points, if these anchor points, you can zoom in and zoom out on these anchor points to see the difference between the graphics. Let me like download the image. Want you to practice for today on the save this on the desktop. Okay, let you guys like have an idea what's going on with the bitmap image and vector graphics. Okay, I want to go to the tab right there. Okay, here's I've imported an image. Okay, this is a mascot from Japan called Kumamon. Okay, so, plain and simple, pretty cute. But once I zoom in on the image, this is actually I think a PNG or a JPEG, whatever. If I zoom in and see, the more I zoom in, the more pixelized the image will get. Okay, that is because like each image is defined by pixels. Okay, so the more I zoom in, the larger the pixel will get. Okay, that's the resolution of the image. Okay, for example, this image might be maybe 500 pixels by 1,000, something like that, and you'll be able to like see each pixel. Okay, so it's better to work with Photoshop when you're dealing with like pixel images. But what if like this image, for example, we wanted to probably use it later on for a poster, or the poster might be like 4 meters big. You want to cover up a building, so you don't want to mess with bitmap image, because the larger your image will get, the more pixelized your image will get, the more compressed. Okay, your pixelized, the more clear your pixel will be enlarged, so that you don't want your viewer to see the pixel squares on your printouts. Okay, so that's why we need vector graphics. So, for example, if I have a square on my artboard, okay, this will be probably I want to use this as a red square. I want to zoom in on the square. Okay, the more I get into the edge, okay, no matter how I zoom in, because it's just a location on a it's actually a sort of like a mathematical calculated location. So the more you zoom in, it's because it's not like a pixelated image. It'll stay the same. Okay, no matter how zoom in you want to get it into that specific area, it'll be as clear as as you know, it'll still be clear. Okay, if you could like yeah, that's the whole idea. So so that's the first difference between a vector graphics and a pixelated image. Okay, so the more you zoom in on a pixelated image, because the pixelated image are like different pixels connected together. So to make that image, so it's more complicated. You can, of course, the pros are that you can have like more complicated image when you're using pixel images. And vector graphics are in pieces, so it's like mathematically calculated. All you're doing is like moving the dots, the location of the dots. Okay, so no matter how you zoom, like you transform, enlarge the image, it'll be the same clarity. Okay, so that's the selection tool, and I want to make here a square and use the selection tool. I can move things around by using the selection tool. Okay, I can also like scale the object. Okay, view this anything that you make on the artboard as an object, as an individual object. Okay, so it's not like a paintbrush which you paint through a canvas and it'll stay there and you have to erase it. Anything you did with vector graphics, it's a individual object. Okay, view it that way. Okay, so I can move it around, and then I could also move it outside of the artboard. You just imagine you have a cutout out of paper. Okay, so you could like put it aside first, and then if you might want to use it later, you could drag it in. Okay, so what you're viewing is within these within your canvas. What you don't need, you could just like leave it out of your canvas for the time being, and then you might just want to like delete it probably later on if you don't need it. Okay. Okay. Once you select the object, notice that there are a couple of sort of squares. The squares you could actually like scale your object, but if you want your object to have like the same scale, you want to press on your shift key, so you could have like and then if you want to press down on your Alt key on your PC or Option key on your Mac, sorry, Option key, yeah, you can scale it right in the middle. Okay, if you don't press down on the Option key, it'll scale according to your lower left. Okay, so press down on the Option key, scale from the middle, and then if I let go the Option key, it'll scale from the lower left. Okay, so that's just like how the basic functionalities work. And that's these round dots. If I hover over these round dots, it'll have like a sort of like a curve icon. Okay, you have to look pretty close because we have like a pretty bad image on the projection. So try to okay, I'll click on the round dots. If I go in, everything will like you'll have round corners, and then if I like drag out, it'll be sharp corners again. Okay. So that's the basic of like manipulating shapes, okay, objects with vector objects. Okay. So here, this is the rec selection tool, the white one. Okay, what do we do with that? Okay, notice that all the objects, for example, this square over here, we have like 4 corners. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. Okay, if I click the object by using the direct selection tool, which is the white one. Okay, click on the object. Notice that the 4 corners are like dotted in fill colors. Okay, for example, because we're in layer 1, it's in blue. Okay, there's a blue dot. Okay, once you hover over it, okay, it says like anchor, really tiny words. You could like, I could go to the corner, I could, okay, this is a bad example. Okay, I click at one of the corners and then drag it again. I'll be able to change the shape of the object. Okay, I let go, then that's your new shape. Okay, so you click on one of the corners, you see, so this corner is selected, so it's filled. The other corners are not selected. It's like a white blank. Okay, so that means that one is selected. You can drag that one to make a new shape. Or, for example, if I hold the shift button, okay, so I have here 2 dots selected, 2 empty, and then try to move these 2 corners all together. Okay, so you could also do that. Okay, of course you could click and drag to select one of the corners to move, or click drag 2 corners to move. Or I could click, drag, select these 2 corners, and then hold down the control key, and then not the control key, sorry, I'm using that. So, command key. Oh, oops, sorry, the shift key. Okay, you have to like give it a try. The shift key to do multi selections. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then you could drag all these 3 together. Okay, so leave that one out. So this is a basic knowledge of how you can change shape on an object. Okay, so if I select the object again, I could probably like do a round corner, or just select on one of the corners to just change a round corner on just one single side of a single corner. Okay, instead, sometimes you want to design your website using like a round corner-ish type of design, or you want to probably make a oval shape sort of. You could use this functionality. Notice that when you make a new corner, okay, 2 more dots will show up. Okay, so these are anchor points. Okay, so once you have like anchor points, you could move these anchor points to make a new shape. Okay, because I drag and made a round corner. In order to form a round corner, the anchor point which is the one anchor point was split into 2 anchor points. Okay, so this new anchor point you could also move. Okay, so you have like multi anchor points. Okay, you could once you click in the middle of the object, you'll see the amount of anchor point it produce. So you can do more manipulation. Okay, so that's sort of the basic of dealing with shapes. Okay, so once we have the knowledge, okay, I can like move the anchor points around. Notice that there's a sort of like a lever on one of the anchor points. Sometimes when you click at a new anchor point, a sort of like a line dragging through with a dot on the side. Okay, this is its handle. Okay, once you click on the handle, you could control the bending of the shape. Okay, the more you squeeze in, it'll like try to curve on the inner side, or if you drag out, you can feel like sort of like a bounding force which like connects the bending between these 2 anchor points. Okay, so that's pretty much the basic of dealing with shapes. Of course, we can start with over here. Okay, we dealt with selection tool and the direct selection tools, these 2, right? Okay, and then I also demonstrated using a rectangle. Okay, notice that there are a small, like sort of a triangular dot on the right side of the lower right side of some of the icons. That means there are more functionalities within each tool. For example, for here, we have this rectangle that I demonstrated. Right there, right? The rectangle. If you want to make a square, you push down on the shift key to make a square, okay? And I'll make other shapes. So I push and hold down on that rectangle. Notice that we have a few other shapes we could play with. For example, rounded corner, rounded rectangular tool, which is round shape. And we could deal with a ellipse tool, which is a round shape. Okay, hold down on the shift key to have a perfect circle. And polygon tool. Okay, click and drag. Okay, to have a polygon. Right now it's a 6-sided polygon. Okay, now I could have this is 6-sided, so hexagon, right? Okay, okay. If I want to make some adjustments, for example, this polygon tool. Okay, I want to make a hexagon or an octagon, something like that, with more sides. What do I do? Okay, with some of these tools, okay, before you click and drag, okay. For example, if I just select on this polygon tool, I click and drag, it will form a polygon, okay. But if I don't drag, I just click once on the artboard, a window will pop up, okay. So you can decide how many corners you want. Maybe a 8-corner octagon, right? And if I click that, I'll have more corners, okay? And okay, I click on the blank spot. Once again, maybe I want just 4. Oops, okay. 5 is the pentagon. Okay, yeah, and click more to, if I want a 6 is a hexagon, and even 7 with a odd number or something. Okay, so the more like or less edges you want, you click. You don't click and drag. You click and let go. The window will pop up. You could change the radius of your shape and the size of the side numbers of your polygon tool. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Okay, but once you make this out, you want to like add more points. Okay, I would rather you make a new one. Okay, it's easier. Okay, so so for each like for rectangular shape, you click once, you could just like set the height and the width of your with your object. Most of it is the height and width. But for polygon tool and the star tool, it's different. Okay, the star tool is also the same. You click on the artboard, you could change the radius. One, that's the outer sharper point. The radius 2 is the inner sharper points of your star. Okay, for example, here I have the default as a 5-point star. Okay, once I click that, I'll have a star. Okay, I could manipulate it by changing the radius. And maybe I change this to a 3 to let you guys know the difference. I'll leave that at 17. Also a 5-pointed star tool. Let's click on that. See, it sort of because of the radius numbers. Yeah, you really have to give this a try. Okay, to change the numbers to see the outcome of the differences of the shape of the star. Okay, so that really depends on the radius. Okay, I change this to maybe change this to a 10. So maybe like you'll have like wider sort of a anchor point. Okay. Okay, let's clear all these out. Okay. So yeah, we wanna when we want to build something, okay, we wanna like for example, this mascot over here. Okay, what do we do? Okay. Okay, we learn something about the selection tool, the direct selection tool, and some of the basic shapes. Okay, for example, a rectangular tool, sort of like that. Okay. Okay, there's one thing I have to like teach you. Okay, for example, rectangular tool, drag something out. Okay. Okay, notice the third one on the left. Okay, this is very important. Okay, most vector graphics are done by using this tool, which is the pen tool. Okay, this is the most important tool in Illustrator. The pen tool and the direct selection tool and the selection tool. These three are the most important. The rest are not as important, but it's like it's good to have the knowledge to know these functionalities. But this is the most important one. Okay, what this does is I click on the pen tool. Okay, I go to a blank area first. Okay, right here, blank area. Okay, I click once. Okay, it'll have a anchor point on the artboard. Once I drag, you can see a line going toward my pen tool. Okay, so once I click on the artboard again, I have a second anchor point. Okay, so I drag, a line will follow me again. Click again, I have a third anchor point. Okay, but notice that there's a red fill within this 3 points. Okay, don't mind that yet. I'll keep on clicking. Okay, now it's filling toward my fourth point. Okay, I have a point over here again. Okay, probably one over here to form probably a basic shape or something. Okay, but once I do this, I'm done with this. I want to go back to the first point. When I go back to the first point, notice that your pen tool, there will be a round icon on the lower right. Okay, which tells you that okay, if I go back to the first point and click at it, now this is a filled object. Okay, notice that there's no line following me because I closed this object. Okay, so this object is filled with a red color. Okay, so I can use the selection tool again to move it around, or if I want to define the shape, I can use the direct selection tool to go to that specific anchor point, move it to refine the shape that you want. Okay, but what defines the color of the shape? Okay, see these two icons over here, this red fill over here, and this sort of like a red line crossing a sort of like a border-ish type of a shape. Okay, all shapes are defined by fills and stroke. Okay, so as for now, I have a fill on my canvas, which I made by using the pen tool. Okay, now I'll get into fill first before I say anything more about the pen tool. Okay, so so what is this white border that's underneath the red fill? Okay, okay, if I click on that icon over here, my color will probably pop up, or if I double click at it, a color picker will pop up. Okay, maybe I want to pick a green color just to let you guys know the difference. Once I click OK, notice that my object has a green border. Okay, this indicates my object. Okay, so my object, as for now, it has a red fill in and a green border. Okay, so the one on the right side of this this icon over here, the right border, the right square over here indicates border, the color of your border. Okay, the red one over here on the left, okay, indicates the color of your field. Okay, so I could double click that to make that into a another color, maybe a blue one. Okay, so it works like in the instance. So once you click any color, your shape will change. Okay, but make sure that when you're dealing with your borders, that's stroke. Okay, that you select on the stroke and then change the color. Okay, any color that you want. As for now, I want to change the color to red. And then if I want to change the thing blue, I want to select on that. You want to select on the object first, then click on then select a different color. Okay. If you do not select, this is very important. If you do not select the object, okay, notice that there'll still be in blue and red. That's from your previous object. Okay. So for example, if I want to change it to a color, maybe to a green or something, nothing will happen because you haven't selected anything yet. You have to be careful, okay? So once you select on the object, okay, this will pop to the color of your object with its fill and with its border color, which is stroke, okay? So, but the stroke is pretty narrow. Maybe the projector, you won't be able to see what I'm doing, okay? So as for now, okay, if I want to like thicken the border, okay, so I could like go the properties panel on the right, okay? The properties panel is also pretty important. Anything you do here, you want to check on your properties panel to see what's going on. It gives a lot of information about the volume of your object, the location of your object, and the color and the size of your object. Okay, and the alignment of your object. Okay, so as for now, the stroke is 1 pt. Okay, that's 1 pixel point, which is pretty small, so you won't be able to say. I want to like bring this up a little, maybe to a 15 point border, so you guys could see the difference. Okay, so as for now, I have a blue fill and a red border. Okay, but if I want to switch this around, okay, the notice that there's like a swap fill stroke icon over here on the upper right. If I click that, it'll swap around. Okay, so it's pretty plain and simple. So pretty straightforward. You click that, it'll swap. Okay, the default will be black and white. So if I want to click on the lower left, which shows a default fill and stroke, will show a black and white. Okay, with a white fill and a black stroke, and the stroke will be 1 pt. Okay, of course I can bring it up a little bit to let you guys like tell the difference. Okay, okay. If I want to go back to that blue and red object, okay. As for now, I have it on default, but I want to go back to a couple of steps ago. Make sure to use Command Z or Command Z for some of you guys, and or Control Z or Z for PC. Okay, or you can find it over here on Edit, Undo. Okay, so you can undo many steps. Probably like 50, something like that, depending on the setup. But at default, because I really go back. So it's also a very important hotkey for you guys to remember. Control or Command Z to go back to your previous situation. Okay, so that's the colors for you. Okay, of course there are also like gradients or other like patterns. Like we'll be dealing with that later on. Okay, so this is just an indication. The one on the left with the fill, it's the fill color of your object. Okay, The one on the one with the border, just the border, is to let you know the color of your border or stroke. Okay, as its name. Okay, stroke. Okay, so that's the fill and stroke for you. Okay, and then all the three underneath. If I want, this is default, which it has color. And then, of course, the middle, if you want it to be a gradient or a this is just none. Okay, if you don't want any stroke, if you just want the fill without any stroke. Okay, most of the stuff, sometimes a lot of stuff we'll be dealing with just fills but no stroke. For example, this mascot over here, there are no strokes. There are just fills. Okay, so so a lot of times we'll be working with just like fills, but make sure when you're just dealing with fills, you want to change any color of the fills, don't mistakenly like click on the stroke icon over here, which is just a border. If I change any colors, it'll just show up with another color on the borders. Nothing, no fields are changed. So I want to probably like process. I want to make sure to select that fill icon over here. Make sure it's in front, and then double click to select a different color, or use your color panel to change whatever color you want. Okay, we'll be dealing with more color suspects later on. Okay, because like colors. Remember when we entered this file, we used RGB. Okay, I could switch to other like coloring methods. Okay, I think it's time for us to take a break. Okay, I went a little over time, so come back around like 10 minutes after. Okay, so I'll come back to 2:14. Okay, 14 after 2. Give you guys 10 minutes break. Oh, okay.
I go to my 宿舍，
我会做这个。
我可以去我的宿舍拿我的那个滑鼠，但我可能会弄。好，谢谢。
对，
为什么学校 Google 账号只能加入，就是它都不能加入学校给的代码特色？
没有，那个代码可能是那个 Google Password 是我用我自己账号开的啊，所以学校的反而不能加到我。
就是一般的那个账号也只能是加一个，
是加一个，
就是它最多就是一个上限，那像我们没有加过其他特色，就不能再加了。
这我就比较不清楚，所以因为这样子，所以我才比较想要说你们用你的私人的会我也会比较方便。
OK， 好，
因为就是学校的就会有这种奇怪的状况。对啊，因为学校的值代表说，昨天要你加的可能也不是学校的系统。对，像我就没有要你们用，因为第一个我学校我没有所以我也没有学校的系统，因为我是兼任老师，没有给我这样子，所以我用就是用我私人的 email， 所以说可是你们用学校的就没有办法加入我私人的 email， 所以你们要用你们自己的。
OK，
对，
我再回去研究看看。
对，反正你们用私人就不会有问题。对，好。 类似。
刚刚有一点没听到，要怎么把角角变圆圆？
角角变圆圆的，好，这个白色这个点对吧？把它拉就好。
我没有白色的点，因为我们是旧版。
旧版，OK，是 CS6，
没有，我说的是用电。
你跳的嘛，要 CS6，对，没有旧版的那就先不要管它，因为它就没有这个功能。因为 CS6是10几年前的软体，对，没有就先不要管它，没关系。
所以就不用把角角变圆。
你就没有办法，你要用手工的方式，手工的方式就很麻烦，就变成说你要加这个点，然后这个要让它比如说要不让它这碗应该还是有这个啦，这样子拉它就变成一个圆的，要把它给就是以前就那么麻烦，就是要手工的把它变成圆的这样子。对。
Do you take a template test?
Attendance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it on Google Meets?
Yeah, use Google Meet.
So I have to enter Google Meets with the.
Just enter, not for today, but for our like later on lessons. Like I'll make you guys like join Google Meets and then probably your name and ID. So I know your attendance and then you can just log off. Okay. I'll do it that way because I have assistant. And then, yeah, yeah.
I understand.
For the attendance for the people meeting, I try to put in, but it's like I need your permission to join.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But not today. Just work after later on. If I like if I want your attendance, I'll let you know. Okay, I wanna like record your attendance. Then everybody gets.
Okay.
Not necessary for today. Okay.
Thank you.
但是我按这么讲，
好，
因为我
好，
们
好，
只是如果我们已经拉
好，
完全
你怎么知道我中文？
我上过你的课啊，昨天才上过。
昨天 OK， 好。
就是我们已经做完是上传 PDF。
已经做完了。刚才那个。
你不是叫我们拉出数据权？
对。
我们已经做完。
那你本来就会用了嘛？对。
对，那是直接用 PDF。
PDF 就好了。
然后上传到个人群。
对，好，很厉害，好。那这个其实你本来就会用。
因为我们广告设计。
那你的本来就会用，那我这个很基础哦。好，
没关系。
对，
我现在还可以学英文的，我以为
OK，
好，这样。
对，好，有个新的系统，哇，你好厉害，你已经会用了。
对，这个 OBS 啊，对，我发现
你太厉害了。好，我就是担心你没有敲门键。
OK，我已经发现了。
对，那就没事了。
OK，那其实这个好像有用。
对，这个是有用的，但是它是要叫出里面
有一个程式这样子，
专用程式，但现在应该也是可以用，就不要按到蓝色，按到关机全部会关掉。
OK。
其实，你用的顺都可以，不一定
不一定要用这样子。OK，好，没有，因为我现在 我放软体出来，因为它 icon 太小，我怕看不到。
哦，
对，
好，那如果有什么问题，再跟我们讲，我们怎么跟长这边这些。
OK，
那我就不打扰上课。
感谢，搞定了。Okay, let's begin with our second session of this course of today. Okay, as I have mentioned, okay, about the color of the object and the borders or the stroke of your object. Okay, you could also like if you look at your colors panel, you could change the color. You could also switch to your fill color or your stroke color. Or you could if you look at your properties, okay, here's another place that says appearance. Okay, it says fill and stroke. You can also change your colors accordingly. Okay, you can go to your color palette, or there's another type of a swatches for your color, or these are like probably on websites or something, or RGB, okay, or whatever. If you want to deal with CMYK, you can also deal with those. Okay, so you can change your colors right there on the left side, or on the colors panel, or a color guide will also do, and on the properties panel, okay, you can also change the colors. Okay, so that's for you. Okay, so that's about it with the color selections. Okay, yeah, it's fill and stroke sections. If you have a newer version, you can learn more. Like we'll probably link to the Adobe website, which we cannot connect with right now because the school blocks the IP for some reason. So that's about it. Now, okay, I want to go back to the pen tool again. Remember, we made out this shape. Okay. Notice that all these lines are straight lines. What we want, but our mascot over here are curved lines. Notice they're all curved. Okay, what if I want to make curved lines from a curved line, curved shapes? Okay, what do I do over here? Okay, I want to put this shape aside. Okay, remember that we can always like put shapes aside. Okay, I want our artwork to be clear, and I want to use that pen tool again. Okay, I want to go back. Okay, on the canvas, click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to make a shape. Okay, that's what we did with the purple object. Okay, I want to make it out a new object. This time, once I click, I don't want to let go of my mouse. Okay, I want to drag. Okay, notice that there's a lever. Okay, Okay, then to notice that now the line is doing a curve, okay? Now it's doing a curve line. Now, at the second point of any area of the canvas, if I click once, okay, the next a line will show up, and then that indicates my next anchor point will be a straight line, okay? If you click and drag, it will be a bent line, okay? It's not bending the right direction. Don't let it go of your mouse here. You want to like turn it over to the right curve, okay? So as you want to, this is probably a negative curve. You want to like make it on the bend on the right side, okay? So you want to click and drag to make a curve, okay, of your object. And then, of course, you click once to make a straight line. So sometimes you need a straight line, or sometimes you need a curve, depending on the object you want to make, okay? And then you always, not always, but in order to make this a complete object, you want to go back to the first anchor point to notice that there's a circle icon on the lower right of your pen tool. That means this is a complete object, okay? But there are circumstances that not all object has to be like closed. Sometimes we need the object to open, okay? But I'll talk about that later on when we're dealing with like multiple stuffs. Okay, so now I have like some straight lines and some curved lines, but this is probably not the shape that I want to go into and carve more detail on this curve. So how am I supposed to do that? I go to the direct selection tool again, and then click on the object. I could go to that specific anchor point. Okay, notice the lever. Okay, I want to click on that lever and try to make out the curve that I want. Okay, the curvature that I want. Okay, so you could like click and drag on the lever to bring that curve that you want. Okay, notice that some are single handles and some are double handles. Okay, for example, here are double handles. That is because like on one of the side, it's a straight line. It has no like whatever. Okay, so it'll only show up when one of the side is a curve. Okay, but sometimes if you want to make this straight line, the curved line, look up on the or rather the properties panel. Okay, here's the properties panel. Over here on the above, it's also the properties panel, but sometimes some people like to work for some of the functionalities as a header, but actually it's the same as the properties panel. Okay, so you could go to your properties panel. It says like corner. Oh no, convert. Okay, convert. I want to convert to a corner, like a round corner. Okay. Sorry about my English. Okay. So now it's a curved line. Okay. So you could like drag and make that curved line bend more naturally. Okay. But some situations are that, for example, over here, I have a round shape, right? I move one of the handles, the other handles will also move, right? The left one will also move when I move the right one. Oops, sometimes because it's pretty small, sometimes you miss that dot over there, okay? There are situations if I want to make, for example, this is a sharp edge, what do I do with that, okay? I want to click on the option key, okay? Then notice that there's a plus sign on the direct selection tool, okay? But if you go to a handle, the dot on the handle, if I click and drag, notice that only one side will move. So if you want to make a moon or something, yeah, or a logo sort of like Nike, something like that, you could like, manipulate only on the one, on single side. Okay, so that way you could make a double, curvature on, with a sharp edge, something like that, okay? Okay, I wanna do that again, just to let you guys like, get familiar. You click on the anchor point, you move on one of the handle, both sides will move. Because both sides are a curve, okay? But if I wanna just, make this like a sharp, inner curve, I wanna click on the handle, hold down on the Option key or the Alt key on PC, okay? Make sure that plus sign is on the lower right of your direct selection tool. Go to the handle again, click on it, drag to make that a one-sided curve, okay? Without touching the left curve. So you can make like sharp edges and this kind of method is good for making logos, icons, and then making specific shapes. You can really be specific on what shape you want to make. Okay, so this is the basic functionality by using the pen tool. Of course, there are other options. If I click and drag down on the pen tool, there are like a add anchor point tool or delete anchor point tool or the anchor point. This arrow you see here, it says this anchor point tool. Okay, plain and simple. Okay, the pen tool is to make anchor points. Straightforward. Okay. Okay, let's try the other two. Okay, add anchor point tool is, for example, if you want to probably make the shape even more complicated, you want to use that anchor point tool with the plus sign, okay, the upper left. You want to go to that corner, you want to click on the side. Notice that you go back to the direct selection tool, you have another point to play with. Okay, you added a point to that shape. Okay, but if your shape is getting too complicated, you want to bend that curve, and then this anchor point is getting in the way so that the curve is not bending naturally. You want to delete that anchor point. You can't just like go and delete. Actually, when you do that, the object is not a closed object. Okay, now it's an open object. Okay, so okay, I keep on saying the closed and open object. Okay, what is the difference? Okay, let me like show you guys the difference. Okay? So you'll be like, let's just get this clear. Okay, for example, I want all this to be deleted. This is a closed object. Okay, we have like all the points connected together. Okay, I want to copy the same object. I want to put it on the right side. Okay. But for this anchor point, I select just that one anchor point, okay? I want to just push the delete on my keyboard, okay? Which is backspace or delete button, okay? Now, I delete that one anchor point. Now, these anchor points are, they are not collected, okay? This object is actually an open object. Oh, how can I tell, okay? If I, okay, first on the left object, if I want to swap this to an order, so I want to swap this to a stroke. I want to enlarge this stroke width, okay, to probably a 15. Okay, now it's indicating that this object is a closed object. Okay, then for the right one, okay, if I want to push swap over here, okay, now notice that it's not connected. You can tell by the stroke. So also, if I want to turn this up to a 15 pp, okay, notice that this is actually open. So it's actually just a line. Okay, so this is a line. This is a closed object. That's the difference. So sometimes you're when you're dealing with your design, it needs probably you're drawing probably a cat or something, needs a tail, and then you want to just draw a line or something. So this is just a line, okay? So this is a closed object. Okay, so that's the difference. But sometimes when we want to swap that to a fill again, okay, also the left one. Okay, it seems that this is an object, but actually because it's not closed, you could do some manipulation with the stroke. Okay, sometimes we need our objects to not be closed. For example, if I want to add a color to the stroke without closing the object. Yeah, sometimes our designs, I don't need that line there, so I don't want to close this object. So that's why sometimes we don't need our objects to be closed. Okay. Oh, just a quick tip. Notice this eyedrop tool. Okay, if you're familiar with Photoshop, it's the same. You could click on the object, use the eyedrop tool, then your source, click on that, will be the same color. Okay, so notice that this is a closed object and a open object. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, let's go back to that anchor point again. Okay, so we added an anchor point on this object. Okay, what if we want to delete an anchor point? So if I just push delete, it will be an open object. That's why I was into that as an object. So I'm gonna go back to that the delete anchor point tool, and you want to click on one of the anchor points. Okay, now it's deleted, and notice that it's still a closed object. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and you have a filled object without a anchor point. So that is how we make triangles. Okay, it's strange, but notice that there's no triangle. Okay, there are two ways to make triangles with Illustrator. Okay, it's not within the rectangular tool. Why is that? Okay, let me show you. There are a smarter way and a stupid way, but both works. Okay, I'm showing you the stupid way. Okay, now I make a square, and then I want to go back to that delete anchor point tool. I want to delete one of the anchor points. Now it's a triangle. Okay, and then there's another way. I think it's smarter. You want to go to that polygon tool. Okay, click on the surface, make this into a 3. Okay, it's also a triangle. Okay, so yeah, that's a quick tip for you. Okay, so no matter how you do it, of course, this is not a like the same edge triangle. It's just at 90 degrees, but you could delete a anchor point to make a triangle, or just go to the polygon tool to bring down the edges just to a 3 of the triangle. Okay, so that's a tip for you when you're making a triangle. Okay, so a lot of people the stupidest ways to do it is to use the anchor point to try to do a closed object straightforward like that. Okay, that is time consuming and you might not get the right edges. Okay. Okay, so there are 3 ways to do triangles. Okay. And now, that's about it with the pen tool. Oh yeah, there's one more. The last one. Okay. Click down at it. There's an anchor point tool. Okay. If I click on the anchor point tool, it's actually straightforward. You could just go and do some bendings and then go to the side and do a curve. This is a newer tool for CC. Okay, you could just go to one of the sides, click at it, and bend. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. So this is really handy to use if you want to go to the dot, probably, and then it'll create these 2 handles, or go to the side. It'll curve right from the straight line. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. Okay, this is a newer type of tool. In the older versions, there's no anchor point tool. Okay, so you can use these to figure your object, your design of the objects out by using these tools. Okay, so the rest, I don't want to like get you all like I don't want to like mess you up. And I know some of you are beginners, some of you are like learned this before. So this is actually pretty basic. So I want, because we have like 50, more than 50 of you here. So I want to, this is still, I'm still starting from the basics. Okay, some of you might be ahead of our course, but that's fine. Okay, so just follow along and then see it as a review of your skills. Okay, for those of you who are really familiar with Illustrator. Okay, okay. Now, what if I want to like make out this mascot? What do I do? Okay, now I know the basic functionalities of making a shape by using the selection tool, the direct selection tool, and I can like make out squares, rectangle, circles, and triangles. What I'm asking you to do. Okay, look at this mascot as different shapes piling up. Okay, it has this basic black shape. Okay, the outer shape of this beard. Okay, and it has this two round circles. Okay, and then this the mouth part of the mascot is also a circle. So are these ears and the eyes. Okay, so I could like see basic shapes. Well, first of all, I want to put this on my palette, my artboard. Okay, I want to resize this to. Okay, this sort of seems like the right size. If you want to resize it, go to corners. Hold down your shift key and you can drag on the image, or rather also hold down the option or alt key on your keyboard to like scale it in the middle, from the middle. Okay. Okay. Once I have the right size that I want, okay. There's one other thing I have to mention. If you don't find it, if you can't find it, go to the Windows tag over here, go down and find the layers, which the layers panel will pop up. Okay, this is the layers panel. Okay, notice that there's I want to talk a little bit about the layers panel, a little bit here. Notice that there's a blue line, okay, and then a blue dot on the layers one. Okay. Anything on layer one, okay? The when you select an object, all the sides will be in blue. Okay, this is just indicating that you're in layer one. Okay, for example, if I make out an object, okay, notice that okay, the corners are viewed as a blue, like a shading on the outer rim, indicating that it's on layer one. Of course, you could change the color of this, right? Double click on this color over here, or rather double click on the, I think on the layers panel. Yeah. So just double click on the layer one area. Now it shows light blue. That's the default. You can change to whatever color that you want. Okay. Maybe gold over here. Maybe it's actually orange. Any object, notice that it's in orange. Okay, so different like selected colors are indicated in that layer color. Okay, for example, if I go down here, I add a layer. Where the second layer will be in red. Maybe the red is too close to orange. We want to double click and make that into another color, or for example, green or something. Let's push. Okay, it's not. Or custom, or any maybe a dark green or something. Click OK. Then anything on layer two will be. Okay, I want to select layer two. I'm gonna make out another rectangle. Okay, now it's in green. All the preview, the indication that it's green. This is orange. So you'll know that it switches from one layer to another layer. right? This is just basic, just to let you know what's going on. Okay, let's leave that on the default light blue, okay, for now. Okay, so on that layer one, I want to trace this mascot. What do I do? I have the image right there. There are a couple of things I can do. I could like double click on that layer, one layer, and it says over here template. I can view this layer as a template. If I click that, it'll show a opacity of that image. The default will be 50%. Let's click OK to find out what's going on. Okay. If I click that, notice that it's a little bit dim. Okay. That's and then it's showing a lock. Okay. So on layer one, I won't be able to edit anything anymore. So if I click anything, it'll show like you're not able to like do anything with that layer. You have to like add another layer to edit from another layer. Okay. Okay. So I added a layer. I go to like above that layer, which is layer 2, to trace out that mascot. Okay. So, but one thing is that if I want to like just use the pen tool, okay, please choose here. Okay, if I make out anything, for example, a shape, but notice that my shape is blocking the image. So how can I trace the image if everything is blocked? Okay, that's the first problem. Okay, sometimes beginners are always into this trap that when we're tracing an object, yeah, I probably change this to a template and then it's thin, but I can't see anything. Okay, so what I do here? Okay, you could always like go back to this layer 1 over here, drag and hold that layer 1 and bring it up to your object above. But now it's like blocking everything. I won't be able to see that block, that purple block, right? I can move it, but I won't be able to see it. It's blocking the object. Okay. So this template is actually not that good to use. I seldom use this. It's there, so I just click this and just make it into an ordinary layer. So this image, okay, this you have to memorize, okay? This you want to go to that Windows and look for gradient over here, okay? You're not actually doing a gradient, but it's beside the gradient panel. See, over here it says gradient. It looks like this on the right side, this icon, gradient. But we're actually looking for the one beside the gradient, transparency, okay? This panel. I think there's a individual transparency panel. I'm not so sure. Oh yeah, it's there. Okay. Okay. Instead of you picking gradient, just go to the transparency panel. Okay, which is this one. Okay. You want to click on that object first. Okay. If you didn't click anything, nothing will show up on the transparency panel. Okay. This you sort of have to remember. I know it's overwhelmed. I taught a lot. Probably some of you were beginners a whole lot today. You want to click on that image, and then for the transparency, you want to probably bring that down to maybe a 50%. Okay. Once you've done that, you'll be able to see the image you want to trace and your object. But you won't be able to select your object. Why is that? Okay. You go to that layers panel again. Go to Windows, and then layers. Okay. Or it's indicated, okay, just use Windows layers, okay? You want to lock that image of the mascot, okay? And then go to that layer 2, which is underneath that image. And then now you could like put the shape to the exact space that you want, okay? Now, because we're in layer 2, actually, I want to do some blockings, okay? For example, this is sort of like a round shape. So I want to probably like make out a round shape for the head. Okay, wow, that's a perfect shape for that head. Okay, okay, and then for the neck, it's like also another round shape. So I probably want to make like a shape like that. We want to do some blocks of that that outer shape of the mascot. Okay, this shape will probably, yeah, it meets that side of the neck. Okay, so we want to Command C or Control C to copy it, or rather edit, copy that shape, and then to edit, paste that shape. Notice that when you paste that shape, it pops up right here instead of like above that shape. Why is that? When you just do a copy and paste, when you paste, it's always in the middle of your in the middle of this viewer, in the middle of this window. Okay, it's always going to be in the middle, which is this file here, untitled -1. This okay, let me hide this layers panel, color panel. Okay, it will be always pasted in this window, in the middle of this window. Okay, let me delete that again. Command B. Notice that it's right in the middle. Okay, so no matter where you move this, when you paste it, it's always going to be in the middle of this window. Okay, that's why it's not like all over the place. It's always going to be in the middle. Okay, but sometimes we don't want to paste it in the middle. We want to paste it right above this this object. What do? We go to edit. We copied it already, so we want to paste it in front, which is Command B or Control B. Memorize this. It's very useful. You want it's either you want to paste in front or paste in place. Okay, it's for me it's the same thing. I use place and paste in place a lot, but it's actually Command F. It's faster. Okay, because it used to be just one, but they have like so this Command F that's in front. Notice that nothing happened. Actually, it did. I just pasted the exact same object at the exact spot, but in front of our copied object. So notice that there's two objects. Okay, so I want to bring that. I would, because this mascot, it's like a instead of the bottom part of the mascot, it's mostly symmetrical. So I would just deal with the left side. Okay, so I want to make that. I want to probably copy that circle again to just maybe just rotate it. You could like go to the edge and do a rotation, and then probably drag and pull to make a longer shape of that arm. But it's not really like the exact shape. We could like manipulate it with the anchor points. You could go down to that anchor point and then drag and try to fill that in. Okay, also this anchor point, I could then try to manipulate the shape. I use the handle to try to correct our shape. Okay, same thing with this. I have still this edge over here. We'll deal with that later. Okay. So I have like the right arm already. Maybe I want to paste a maybe this is more of a rectangular shape. So maybe I'm gonna click and drag that right leg right there. Maybe just like that, and then oops. And then I want to zoom in at it. Okay, the magnifying glass and zoom, or just push Z. Then you drag and pull to zoom in. Okay, now I want to get that shape right there. So what can I do? I could just there are many ways you can do it. You can add anchor points to give to add more curves, or you can use the anchor point tool to just like click and drag to see you wanna, if you have the right curve. Now this is probably easy for me to just do a round corner, sort of like that. And this one on that anchor point, probably also a round corner. And then click on this one, because since I use a round corner, it added an anchor point, so I could just drag that anchor point to that exact shape that I want. Okay, so for this leg, I still have this shape over here. I could just go to that anchor point tool and just try to drag that out to that specific shape that I want. Now it's like a little bit like overboard, like so probably I need more anchor point. You can use add anchor point, but sometimes pen tool would do the functionality of the add anchor point. But to be so specific, I will just use add anchor point. I probably want to add another anchor point on this side over here. Push that, use the direct selection tool to drag that anchor point. Oops. Okay, I wanted to just, okay, I'm not, probably this is the one I want to select. Oops. Yeah, that anchor point right there. I don't really want it. Oops, I probably missed. Okay, this is the other, this is the anchor point. Okay, I want to move that anchor point in, and then try to bend this. Okay. Yeah, so that's the shape of the leg. Okay. So notice that the shape of the head, the shape of the neck, the shape of the arm, and the shape of the legs. Of course, I could do more detail of, like, for example, over here, this piece right there. Click on probably on the arm and try to like probably add another anchor point over here, and then move that anchor point to that spot right there, and then try to curve that area. Okay, so I have the head, the leg, the arm, and the leg. Okay, so maybe for the body, I need another square of some sort, and then try to like manipulate with the anchor points to get that specific shape. Okay, yeah, you get the idea. I'm not going into detail. So that's the basic shape of the of our kumamo. Okay, but what if I want to add the mouth area and the cheeks, everything, including the ears? Maybe I need a round shape. I want to use the eclipse tool. Now I'll go to that cheek again. This is a circle, so I go to the middle. I want to hold down the shift key and the option key. If you don't want to start right from the middle, click and drag. Okay, to make out that circle. Of course, I could list. I try to put it to the exact spot that I want. For now, I could just like go to the object and then pick another color instead of purple. You just note to see what I'm doing right there. So I have the secret there. So same thing you do with the eyes, the mouth, everything else. Okay. So what if I want to like change the color to that specific image color? So you probably want to like go to layer 1 and then change the opacity, and then use the eyedrop tool to suck the color right from the mask. Okay. So yeah. So this is like a basic understanding of how we're using how to use Illustrator. Okay, but just by using the selection tool, the direct selection tool, different shapes on the, for example, this rectangular tool, eclipse tool, polygon, and stars. Okay, stars I seldom use, and of course, I didn't talk about the flare tool because I never use this one. Okay, it's seldom that you use this. Okay, so it's just a indicator if you want to have like a lens flare, something like that. If you're, for example, if you want to like do some lighting with your image, but it's something that we use this tool. So it's there. If you need it, I'll probably talk a little bit about it later on, but that's about it for basic shapes. Okay. Yeah. So I want to go back to our classroom, which is right there. So I think like most of you joined our Google Classroom. If you're not in here, let me know. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of, there's 63, oh, there's a lot of students, okay? There are 63 students. I think there are a couple more I have to like have you guys approve. There are 2 or 3 more that just join in. I have to approve. But make sure you bring your laptops because we don't have enough computers here. Okay, this is like all packed up. So for this week, okay, just to go back, if you haven't joined yet, please take a picture or ask for your classmate if you like join later on to our course. This password or some sort to join in our Google Classroom, and all the announcements will be here. And this is our first day here, and then we have a simple project to do, which is all the assignment announcements will be on the this is in Chinese. We'll probably say homework or assignment for your, if your thing is in English, okay? Okay, we have a project 1 here, okay? Practice 01, tracing mascot using simple tools, okay? Try tracing the mascot to look completely the same. So you want to do the exact shape of the mascot, okay? I have it uploaded. You can download it and then try to use Illustrator or similar tools to trace the mascot. That would be our homework. Some of you who are familiar have turned in the projects. So 13. So that means some of you are familiar with the tool. But I assume most of you are not familiar with our Illustrator because this is a basic class. Okay? Because I read from a lot of your feedbacks, and you want to join in, you want to learn this tool, maybe you want to use it on UI design or web design or graphic designing. This is pretty useful. Okay, if you want to do publishments or dealing with graphic designing and shapes. Okay, so that will be it for today. We have like a probably a project every week for you guys to do and to practice. You will be great. Oh yeah, by the way, you will be graded according to the project that you turn in. We'll have a midterm and a final. A final will be a final presentation. For midterm, we'll have a midterm a test right in class. Okay, for you guys to do will be probably a 2 hours or limitation, time limitation for you to complete the task. And it won't be too hard if you follow along. And yeah, hope you have fun learning Illustrator. Okay, if any questions, let me know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Make sure to like when you're finished, upload PDF. Okay. Oh yeah. Also to have the name, your student ID, so I know who you are. Okay, because I have like students in the past who just uploaded the homework and without any name and ID, I have no idea who you are. Okay, because notice that, like for example over here, okay, I have all of you joining our Google Classroom. Some of you have names in Chinese and English. Some of you have like avatar names or whatever. Yeah, for example here, Xiaofan, who knows who you are. Okay, so please have a student ID and your name. Name your file with this, you get the picture, okay? With student ID and the name. Okay. So I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Any questions? Yeah, I think you're all set, okay? Okay.